I felt the big push, like I just need to change. For me, it was like I just need to change the environment and have a different view of life, of just to have a different picture of what life can be. There are things in life people will never tell you about immigration. Like when you're leaving your home to go to another country, and for whatever reason it is, there are things that you will never know until you hit the ground, you know? And why am I saying this? Especially, I'll be talking about people from Africa and moving to any country, and especially to the West. Yeah, there are some things that I feel is a scam, and at the same time, I feel like it's not a scam anyway. But you just needed to get the real facts before you move. Okay, so yeah, it's been a minute, and I made a very big decision to leave home and to go to another country, me with my whole family. And it's not been a walk in the park as everybody makes it look, like, or betterment of life, as we can say, as we always say. But anyway, yeah, a move is a move, and you've already made that move, so you just have to eat the humble pie and live by, you know? I don't know why I'm laughing. I should be crying, but hey, the tears I've cried in this country, I'm not crying no more. Nah, nah. I'm not crying no more. Huh? So yeah, actually for me, it has been a process, and it has been a personal process since COVID hit, and I came off work, COVID related. Yeah, that was in 2020, and I was just doing some stuff on the side, and it got to this point where I asked myself the big reason, the big question: why am I here? Like, why was I born? Like, was I just born to go to live, just to be there? Like, what is the big picture? Why is it here? You know? And with that, with such questions, I think I was in an, not in a desolate situation, like, or an environment, but I was by myself most of the time. Although I was homeschooling my children, but I got a lot of time for myself and to just do a self evaluation, just to, yeah, you know, like just sitting by yourself and enjoying your company, and then some questions start popping up, and you're like, by the way, like, you know, yeah. So I started the journey of immigrating in my mind, yeah. And I felt the big push, like I just need to change. For me, it was like I just need to change the environment and have a different view of life, of just to have a different picture of what life can be, because I've been born in Kenya, raised in Kenya, like gone to school in Kenya, done most of my stuff in Kenya, other than travels here and there that are not permanent or like long standing, just moving around a little, you know. And then I came to this conclusion, like, I think I just need to move where I've been living for like 10 years and just go to another place. I was like, I can't even move to my nearest country, which is Tanzania or Uganda, just to move and see how things can be different, you know? My life was good. I can say on average, my life was good. I wasn't missing anything. I had basic needs. My life was going on, actually, yeah? But I just got to this point of asking, like, there has to be more to this, you know? The curiosity that killed the rat. A cat, not a rat. Curiosity that killed a cat. Yeah. So you know, me and my husband, who came up with this very wild idea, and we decided to move from the city to go to the village. Yeah. And I know, being a believer, that was something that I can say was not in my head, not in my ounce, like any ounce of my blood. Like, I had never thought of anything like that. Going to the village was a retirement plan. It was not the plan at my prime age. I consider myself right now at a prime age for whatever reason. Yeah. So we packed our stuff and off we went to the village. My hubby was working from home. I was homeschooling my children. So every box checked. So there was nothing much we were missing, literally. So we moved back home. We completed our house back home in a way that is hospitable for The family, the kids had never, some of my kids had never been to their shags. So because of work, So yeah, we moved and we stayed home for 1.5 years. And I felt like this is not it. Like, I don't think this is what I wanted. I'm having a lot of fun. Everything is going my way. I've gotten the hang around everything. Although that is a story for another day. Like, if you want to know how people are scared of problems and they associate people moving back to the village as people who have problems, you'd rather make that decision of just moving to the village, and you'll see the way the so-called friends will try to avoid you, thinking that, woo, this is the end of this person, like never coming back again, like you are doomed, your life is, So yeah, we went to the village, and then that was not it for me. I was like, there's something else, like under the surface. Like, yes, I've scratched the surface and I have seen what is there, but there must be something in the basement, So yeah, I moved to the basement, and I'm like, okay, we can like move to another country, And my husband was like, no, nah, you just too much, So yeah, and the process began, and he wasn't for it at the first moment, but then when things started moving, yeah, he got on board, and yeah, yep. 6 months later, we went on to another country, and whoo, reality check. You know where? At the airport. Why? They are telling me that I have to pack my entire life in a 47-kilogram bag. Like 2 bags. It can't be one bag, it has to be 2 bags. Yeah. And that is my entire freaking life in 2 bags and one carry-on bag for 7 kgs. Like, you can't do more than that. So yeah, my whole family, everybody needs to carry that. And I'm like, what did I just do? What did we do? I looked at my hubby and I was like, what did we do? Oh my goodness. So yeah, we landed where we were going. And I was like, I think I overdid things. This wasn't it. It wasn't supposed to be like this, but here we are. Yeah. So yeah, fast forward. You've landed, you have your own credentials, and the job people tell you that there's a lot of work out here. There is work, yes, but they want you to have the country's experience. Like, where will I get the experience without you guys giving me a job, So I need a job. So you tarmac for 2 months. Not because you don't have the papers. Everybody's like, wow, oh, wow, this is a good fit. Nah, 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 nah. But you're not hiring me, So where are we going with this goody stuff? There's no money in my pockets, like, hiring me, So yeah, that's one hurdle, that you won't get a job until you have the country's, whatever experience. Yeah. So yeah, you try to get the experience, and then the companies open up. Everybody wants to hire you now. That's a good thing, right? But now this comes to the hurdle where, which pathway did you use to immigrate to whichever country you are going to? Okay. So I'll talk of my situation. So we moved to Canada, and there are several pathways of moving. Okay. So we came as international students. So as international students, there are so many things that you are not entitled to as a resident that the rest of the people, like the permanent residents and the Canadian people, are entitled to. Yeah. So you don't get a hold of it, but the only thing that equalizes you is the taxes. You are taxed left, right, and center. My goodness, the tax is just too much. It was my first culture shock when I hit this ground, Like, where I come from, when I buy things in the supermarket, we call it the supermarket, grocery, whatever, call it, but you buy groceries, stuff that you need in the house, whatever it is you're giving me, the price tag there is already taxed. So I'm paying for what is there, So it's not that I will go to the counter and now start paying an extra over the total that I had for taxes. That's culture shock for me. And that money have already been taxed, like, dead taxed. So yeah, that is one thing that equalizes. The tax is the same, but there are so many things that you will not get to enjoy as an international student once you're in Canada. So when you come with that pathway, and when you follow somebody or go to somebody's advice and they tell you, come, things are rosy, everything is good, you will get to enjoy, you have to ask yourself, which pathway am I using? Yeah. So if I am coming as an international student, there is suffering that is on that pact. Yeah. you will have to pay, like, your fee is 10 times the residence, right? So that is one thing. And they decide to increase the fee when they feel like, when you are applying and getting your everything, the fee was different, but when you come here, the fee is different. And there are some things that are attached to either one, not included in the fee when you were calculating. So you need to come fully prepared and have the finances that will be able to sustain you for at least 6 months when you land in the country. And that amount they put there, like the proof of funds, and you don't have that, and you're trying to cook things around and say, this is what I have, and it's not what you have, you're coming to suffer. And you might end up eating food from the food bank. And that, at its point, it depends with what is the end product of your immigration. Do you just want to come for a short time and then you go back home? You can enjoy food from the food bank, because that will not have any implication on your paperwork at the end of everything. And you know what I mean, you are supposed to be financially stable and able to take care of yourself. So you can't be burdening the country as an international student. You need to come in with what will sustain you, of which at the moment the inflation is too high, and things are too expensive. I don't know how to say expensive anymore, because it is outrageous. Like, the bills here are crazy. But you know what? I was this person who used to tell people, and I had so many people who were outside, like, but I didn't have any friend in Canada who had stayed for that long. Just a friend who had been here for a short while, but a different pathway with me. And people used to tell me that your life is okay. Yeah, you are able to do your businesses here and there. You have your constant income, and you have your children, and you're doing homeschooling. You're doing perfect. Like, that is somebody's dream. But I was like, no. If you think that is my dream, why can't you come back home and do the same thing that you're talking about and thinking that life is perfect? Why don't you want me to come and I'm okay to come and suffer the way you're suffering? But right now I'm like, nah. I think they were saying the truth. Yeah, for some reason I think they were saying the truth, because, like, the disability, like, you get when you move, you have to start over again. I had tested that by starting over again, going back to Shags, but it wasn't like this. It is not this type of starting over again. This is like new starting over again, like when you started a job, like from college, and you're getting a new house. Those stuff and buying things from scratch, a cup from scratch. I had not experienced that in like 18, 17 years. So it was a shock for me. And yeah, where was I was talking about now, somebody telling you that you're okay. If you're able to get your life going by, you're okay. And if you feel like things are not working, you have a fallback plan, which is you can go back to Shags. Which Shags is here that I will go back to? You have to work it. It has to work or work. And you're thinking, like, for me, who moved with my entire family, my children, they are like my biggest struggle, because I really cannot phantom picking them from their home and their stability and getting them here to the streets. That is my biggest worry, and God help me. So if I was alone, probably I could have viewed life differently, and probably I wouldn't have cried as much as I have cried when I'm in this country. But anyway, that's it. Yeah. And you know what? Why I'm saying this is, I was in a group of some international students and people who started over as international students, and boy, oh boy, nobody says that it was easy for them. Yeah, it is hard. So if you're planning to immigrate, if you're planning to move, just know that it's gonna be tough. Okay, not unless you're coming to. I'll talk about Canada. Not unless you're coming here as as a permanent resident, then things will be different. You won't have any struggles. But if you're coming in any other route, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be challenging for a few. People have told me, for a few years you'll have to struggle before you get your footing. Actually, for me right now, I'm almost a year, but I haven't gotten my foot on ground yet. I just feel like I'm still floating. I haven't landed yet. Yeah, but people think that then you can just go home. You can't. You're stuck. Like right now, for me, I am stuck in this country at the moment. Why? I don't even have the fare to go back home, right? I amassed every little penny that I had over tickets, and just to try and settle me for 6 months, because the bills were not billing. The math was not mathing. So it has been a rough patch. It has been a rough patch coming. But you know what? All glory to God, because He is the one who made things run. In fact, when I tell people our process took like 6 months, everybody's like, "What do you mean?" Yeah, and we did it all by ourselves. That is something else to tell you. Do not entrust any of your paperwork to anybody, agents, whatever. No, try and do stuff by yourself, because you can do it. Everything right now is online and everything can be done by yourself. Okay, so yeah, now that I have vented a little, I can now go back in and just, yeah, and continue struggling. And for sure I'll be back, and with more of such content and more. Yeah, here at Nashville we talk about lifestyle, and I'm going to be so much on lifestyle at the moment, and you can hear me saying a little or whatever. Yeah, you know, yeah, saying here and there, you know, I have to learn the how they speak, because when you talk in your normal back home accent and all that, people don't get it, so you keep on trying to, you know, to slither, to talk you know, like that. So sometimes it just gets to you and you get used to it. So don't say that, oh, you've already started. I am struggling to get by with this thing, because people are like, what, say what, you know. So I also have to, yeah, to match up for the sake of the country. So yeah, okay, all right, it was great hooking up again, and I hope to see you soon. Bye bye.